What's up, weebs? Welcome back to Anime Lane. As always, I'm your host, Shaun Notorious. Joining me once again today is Shaun and Melina.
This is not a good start.
No.
This is a great start. What
Welcome back, everyone, to the 3rd annual Anime Lane Awards.
Yeah, can we get an applause in here, editor Michael? You're not gonna fucking do it.
Chicken jockey!
No. I got edit.
Trust me, there's an audience.
We are recording this on the Monday of the Friday this comes
Oh,
out.
I'm so sorry.
This is probably the closest we've ever come to recording and release.
Yeah.
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 So, current events.
Yeah, we can
lads.
talk about current events.
Uh-uh.
Eurovision.
Shut the fuck up.
So, the actual episode, as people have seen from the title, the thumbnail, the description, yeah, it's that time again where we look back at the season, because this is the last episode of the season. It's also our 100th episode.
Yeah.
Our
Wow.
centenary.
Applause again.
Chicken jockey!
We planned this. We
Well,
planned so
actually,
well.
We're
yeah.
so great at planning.
This was literally just to avoid doing like anything else for the 100th
Shut the
episode.
fuck up! Why you gotta ruin the magic all the time?
You say
man?
that, I'm the one that decided to do that, so
Yeah.
you know, I didn't want to see what fuck ass ideas you guys would come up with.
We get drunk and we watch all the shitty Lupins.
Corey in the house.
Anyway, so before we actually lose our minds, because this is part of the first recording session for the next season, and this is right in the middle. Our brains are currently dying. So yeah, let's go through. Do we want to just go through each category, because it starts from best, but I think should we go from worst?
Yeah,
go
and
for
work
the
our way up?
worst.
I think first category, the one that we added,
Mm-hmm.
should be least memorable. Because those will be
Yes.
things we have not put in any
Yeah.
categories.
What? Where did I put that?
I have it right at the bottom of my list.
Same.
We're basically just going up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have the last one on my list is biggest lost potential. I guess I forgot to add.
You didn't do all the thing beforehand.
I may have added it to the Discord one and not my personal
Yeah.
notes one. Okay, cool. I will come up with something
Yeah.
on the fly, I guess.
Do you want to start, Shaun? Which are least memorable for you?
Oh god. So my least memorable one is one only me and Michael watched. So I'm sorry, Melina. It's starting off already
Strong.
excluding you.
Thanks.
What a great celebration of this season.
Yeah.
My least memorable was Royal Space Force.
That, yeah.
Because I, straight up, can't remember a single plot point of that entire fucking movie.
I remember it wasn't a plot point, but I have it mentioned on other parts
Oh,
of
okay.
this list for reasons.
Okay. I the only thing I do remember is a smart reference we made when we just got to a sudden cut
Yeah.
in the middle of the movie to
Yeah.
a completely different place.
Very
Yeah.
memorable.
We were talking about it, and then suddenly something you said just made me burst out into, "Who are you?
Where are we? No.
It is the only thing from
Yeah.
that entire fucking movie I remember, and it's not even
Wow.
the movie, it's a joke I made. Which is a
Yeah.
joke that Smosh originally made.
Yes.
How original.
I know. You're very lucky you didn't have to watch Royal Space Force.
I feel like I am. Yeah. And from the
Yeah.
title alone, it doesn't sound like something I would like.
No.
It's a nothing burger of a movie.
Yeah.
What did you pick?
I'm gonna go with Royal Space Force. Like I don't have the full list of everything we've covered in this season, which is twice as long as it was last season and for the first season. So you know, there's a lot more
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
And just sort of quickly looking through what I have mentioned for other awards and sort of like the worst sections and stuff. Nothing stands out as necessarily forgettable.
Could have been one of the Lupins if, like, because they also
Yeah.
have
They
Lupins kind of
blended
start
it.
blending into
Yeah.
one, yeah.
But that's, I think, mostly because we watch so many.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
true.
not faulting Lupin first, I'm faulting
I
us.
remember not
We're the problem.
Yeah.
being super keen on 7 Days Rhapsody and it being
Yeah.
kind of overly long, but then I also don't remember anything about it now.
Yeah.
So
The 7 Days Rhapsody, the one where he woke. No, that was Sweet Lost.
that's
Night.
Sweet
Never mind.
Last Night. It's where he forgets the previous, because he finds the lamp, but then he also forgets the previous night whenever it hits 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also the sister and the brother, and yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with Royal Space Force. I will also probably put in The Girl Who Leapt Through Time as well, because I think that it just sort of
Meanders.
Yeah, a lot of it ends up being forgettable
Yeah.
because of just how it's laid out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah.
I've got quite a few, and I base this on if I see the title, can I remember what the story is? If it's a no, that's going in this category.
Yeah.
Metropolis.
Fair.
Like
Fair.
I have vague visuals.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I remember the poster more than the movie.
Yeah.
Which is not good. Then we have X the movie. God forbid, I have no clue.
Yes. X
What
the movie.
happened?
Yeah.
No idea. Children who chase lost voices.
Yeah,
I don't
fair.
remember
Fair.
anything that happened. Birthday Wonderland.
Fair. That's another one actually. Yeah,
You're
I
like,
put that in my list.
what happened?
Yeah.
No idea. I think it was a bird at some point, but I could be mixing it up with
Yeah.
something else. 5 centimeters per second. I just know what 5 centimeters per second means, and the rest kind of left.
Okay, I remember 5 centimeters.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And lastly, Sing a Bit of Harmony.
Really?
I don't remember what happened.
Bro.
Girl.
What?
Robot Girl Sing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually like one of my highlights for this
Wow.
season.
No, it's my. It didn't stick at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
I should put that on Made Me Cry later. Hold on.
Mm.
Give me more.
Uh,
So yeah, that's our least memorable.
yeah. So then should we move on to biggest lost potential?
Yeah.
Because I got a few.
Really? I
Yeah.
think one that I only put one that we can all agree on.
Mhm.
Empire Corpses.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah.
Empire Corpses. I also have Blood, the Last Vampire.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that was tempting.
Motherfucker. The Colors Within.
Yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about it. You know,
there were so much
it's-
interesting bits.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it didn't really commit to any one thing in
Yeah.
particular.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it as a band movie, but I think given that we watched A Silent Voice, the other Neo Koyamada
Mm-hmm.
film, it kind of sets up an expectation of
Absolutely.
what you're kind of expecting the movie to do to you, or the sort of thing it's trying to convey, the sort of
Yeah.
deep introspection of it. And none of that kind of happened. And then we have, sorry to exclude you here, Melina, something that me and Shaun watched, Ranma Half.
Ah, my favorite.
Which the base concept is guy goes to China to train with his dad. Dad falls in panda water, becomes panda.
Oh.
Guy falls in gender fluid, becomes woman whenever splashed with water. When splashed with hot water, becomes guy again.
This is like the H2O mermaid show,
Kinda,
but weird.
but weird.
It's fun though.
He then gets engaged to a girl, and like it's fun. But the 12 episodes of the show we've seen are just kinda.
Yeah, you can feel it was part of a larger story /
Yep.
original anime that's being remade, but like they just sort of stop.
Yeah.
Well, obviously for production reasons.
Because it's based on a manga by Rumiko Takahashi, which was late 80s, and there was also a show, an anime adaptation back then too. And both finished in like the early 90s, and now they decided to randomly readapt it again,
Yeah.
but have only done 12 episodes, and I think the original anime was like 150.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fine. Just squish it all in there.
It
Just
doesn't even do that.
condense.
It's actually, I think, committing to telling the whole thing, so it just
Oh.
stops.
Okay, cool.
There's no ending to the
Cool.
season we saw. Yeah,
Neat.
Just stopped.
yeah,
It'll be finished in 2 decades.
yeah.
Looking forward.
Then the girl who leapt through time.
Yeah.
And that third act just
Oh.
comes in and fucks it all up.
Yeah. Like a fucked up second act, you can forgive,
Yeah,
'cause if the third makes up for it.
yeah.
But when you just slip and fall at the end,
Mhm.
it.
Then obviously I had Empire Corpses here, but we all know
Yeah.
about that one. Birthday Wonderland. I think there's there's potential in
Yeah.
an anime reimagining of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, absolutely.
Birthday Wonderland was not it.
Absolutely not.
No.
And then Detective Conan, because man, why did they add like a random fucking B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P plot to
Yeah.
that? when they could have just retold.
A little silly one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the opening of the
yeah.
show, the opening of the series, just retell it, introduce new people. Instead, you squash in so many things that
This is
don't
the guy.
make
You don't
sense
remember the guy.
to anyone
guy
who's
from
never
the
seen
Yeah.
it. So yeah, that's my biggest lost potential list.
So I didn't have like a full list. I basically tried to pick like the one that was stick to like one thing, and I put Girl Who Every Time.
That's fair.
Yeah.
One because it could have been so much better, but
Uh-huh.
again, that third act it just completely fucks with everything else. Everything I liked about that movie up until then, that it just feels like it could have been so good, and they fucked it over by just being dumb, basically.
Yeah. I have a list because I feel like this season we've had
A lot of lost.
a lot of duds.
Yeah.
A lot of
We
things
have.
that weren't necessarily bad. They just fell flat.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating how many times we've gotten like a movie or a show, but just we come to the consensus of we can see something good in
Yeah.
there. It's bogged down by like
Yeah.
these strange decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that happened every like 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as if like, because obviously, you know, our whole month's worth of episodes are done in a single session, and like that's 2 anime episodes, and sometimes it was the entire session was just duds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of started to take a toll at some point,
absolutely.
because wasn't Blood and Empire Corpses within the same recording session?
Roundabout,
don't-
because that was sort of
And I think Birthday Wonderland at some point was in.
I know Manuel
With Blood?
watched Blood, but I don't know if
He was there for
watched it.
Birthday Wonderland, I
Yeah,
think.
he
So I
was.
think
Yeah.
Blood and Birthday Wonderland.
he was.
Detective Conan.
And
one of the
And,
one of the only things I remember about I think it was Birthday Wonderland, or one of the movies that felt like Birthday Wonderland was we were talking to Manuel, and I remember, I don't know why I think I'm pointing this out, but it was around when we were playing Final Fantasy
Yes.
7, because I made a point of like a lot of the music felt like Final Fantasy-esque, and that's because partially because I had it on the brain at the time, but it did sound like that. Only thing I actually remember from like talking about that movie. It might not even be that movie.
I think
but
that session was Blood, Detective Conan, Birthday Wonderland, and either 5 centimeters per second, I believe.
Ooh, yeah.
Unless there was, I'm confusing 2 recording sessions we had with Manuel that I'm maybe thinking of.
yeah.
Um,
He was there, was the main.
He
Yeah.
was there, man.
He was there, man.
was
Shout
there,
out
man.
to you not
Hell
being
yeah.
here, man. Brother.
So, are we going on worst Lupin next?
I think so.
Yeah.
Minor Voyage to Danger and 7 Days Rhapsody.
Agreed.
Did you say your biggest lost potential, or was that?
Yeah, I just had Empire
Empire
Corpses.
I was just at the Empire.
Yeah,
Corpses,
because
okay.
I mean, we talked about so much in the
Yeah.
episode. We loved a lot about it, and it just kind of went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always a shame. Where after a season, we come back to it, and we're like, yeah, we loved it, and the fact that all we remember now is that it was almost good.
It was.
And
It
that's
had
such a
such a
shame.
cool style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was my thing. It had that perfect sort of gothic Victorian sort of feel, and it following on from like in a very stylized way, like the original like Frankenstein
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Absolutely.
But then it just got weird.
Yep.
It went on for too
Yeah.
long. It took strange
They went
directions.
to Afghanistan.
They went to Japan.
They went to Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there
no.
was the climax was a portal in the sky.
Yeah.
above a city.
Yeah.
This kind of totally was weird. But yeah, for worst Lupin, 7A Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I have the exact same.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about Lupin a lot here,
Mm-hmm.
and we know when it hits, and
Yeah.
when it doesn't hit,
It's a stinker.
yeah.
Yeah. I would say for these, though, like, they're not bad. They were just kind of boring.
Yeah.
And
They were drags.
Yeah.
yeah. 70s Raps, they had an interesting concept. It's just that the concept for me got in the way.
Yeah.
7 full days in a 90-minute film is
Is a
Maybe
lot.
if it was like a mini series
Yeah.
or something, or an arc in the show,
Mhm.
or one of the shows, it probably would have been a lot
yeah.
better.
And then Voyage to Danger, like, that's such a cool, like, Cold War-esque story idea with, like, them stealing a submarine and stuff, and it just can't...
Generic as fuck name, but that was
Yeah.
a fun movie, yeah.
It just kind of meandered and dragged on, and...
I remember Roid Boy at the end. Just the fucking Shaggy Rogers, I'm buff.
But yeah, those two, Voyage to Danger, 7 Days of Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I think best Lupin is pretty unanimous, I want to say, with all of us.
I did
I
pick
have two.
2.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
one of them might be. I picked Angel Tactics.
Angel Tactics.
Yep, that's one of
very
them.
much.
Had some problems, but it was a journey.
It was a bop.
Yeah. It had twists, I believe, that we just all were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
The villains
the-
specifically,
Uh-huh.
I really
Yeah.
loved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the girl who was Zenigata's assistant turning out to be the
Yes.
big bad. That's genuinely one of the best like things Lupin's
Mm-hmm.
ever pulled in the ones that we've seen. Yeah, Angel Tactics was great, and the animation style, like, it's a bit. I think if you take it in the larger context of anime, kind of generic, but it's unique to Lupin specifically.
Absolutely.
So like it really hits in a different way.
That mid-2000s TV movie style.
Yeah. My second one is Princess of the Breeze. I just wow.
Same.
I just thought that one was really fun.
It's the baby. It's the baby that ate the jewels.
Yeah.
And we're all just waiting for this
Yeah.
baby to poop. It just worked.
Yeah.
That's like the silly funness that we want. Where
Yeah.
it's, you know, we discussed another Lupin today, and we just miss the stupidness.
Yes.
That doesn't distract too much. Like there is a story, and we're being stupid, but it still has heart.
Yeah.
And there's a core to it, and it's a joy.
Yeah.
I think they were in Rome at
Yeah.
some point in the Colosseum with the baby, and it's just fun. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just have Angel Tactics?
I just had
You
Angel
just
Yeah,
had
no,
Angel
fair.
Tactics. That's fair.
It-
I did kind
for
of
me,
look
it
over.
really outshines the other ones.
No,
even
absolutely,
Princess
yeah.
of the Breeze.
I did kind of look over like the season worth of Lupin, and I think we covered maybe 4 or 5 in total. And I did kind of realize a lot of them I didn't really remember
Yeah.
in retrospect. Angel Tactics and Princess of the Breeze were like the only ones I could
Memorable
actually,
enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
and ones that I was like, I'd watch that again
Oh yeah.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
but yeah. So worst story now.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can all.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Children of the Sea.
It would have been really funny if we all said something different.
I have a list.
You have a list.
I decided to just put the 1 because it felt unfair to put anything next to Children of the Sea.
So Children of the Sea is dog shit, and I don't say that lightly.
No.
Actual trash.
Actual trash.
Yeah, it tries to go with a theme of rebirth, but trying to do it through children,
Oh,
which
also
is
mother.
disturbing.
Mother. She's a mother now.
Yeah,
Mother.
she gets implanted with the heart of the sea or some shit.
Girl's like 13, man.
Yeah, we'll get to it because I think we all have it for
I have
several
so
cra-
many.
In the
Yeah.
distance,
So many mentions.
In the distance on the horizon, you can hear him in spirit. Have sex. Shinzo Abe.
Get fucking.
What else did you get?
So, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept, but the way it's written in the movie itself is so bad.
Yeah.
We
I'm a
started.
time leaper.
Yeah, it's again. It comes down to that third act, just bringing in so many elements that were never presented in the film before, and just causing us to ask so many questions that make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like he had one, and we didn't know whether it just took him back to his time when he used it, because he said he's going back, but then the implication is like once you use it, you're stuck where you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, the last act is not when you should be asking questions.
No.
No.
I also have X, the movie,
Yeah.
because, oh boy, condensing down like 12, 13 volumes of
Oh, yeah,
manga
it was
in
a
a
manga.
one single movie? What the fuck?
That was the one that had the climax that just wasn't a climax,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
they just, they fight, and then I think they both died. And I think that was it.
Yeah, it was either, and that was also the one where like the main antagonist just at one point for no reason was like, "I'm evil now,"
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that was like the friend that like was like the other side of the prophecy
Yeah.
or whatever, and then just off screen becomes
he was
evil.
the other dragon people thing.
Yeah, you know, God of the Earth.
It
God
sounds
of the
even
Dragon,
worse
whatever the
talking
hell.
about
Uh-huh.
it. My God.
It's like if Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader off screen in Revenge
Yeah.
of the Sith, and most of the movie was about Obi-Wan.
I also have Blood, the Last Vampire, because, like, conceptually,
So
yeah,
fun.
it's the actual story that's presented, and, like, the reason specifically I have this here is because I also, after we did that episode over, I think it was Christmas, I watched Blood Sea, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
one of the TV shows, and, like, I'm 0 for 2 on good ones in that franchise, and there's only one left, and it's Blood Plus, which is like another TV show. I think it's 40 or 50 episodes, and I'm like, please be good, for the love
Please.
of God, just
Yeah.
please be good.
Something here.
Yeah.
Royal Space Force, again, we talked about it. Like, one, it's not that memorable. Two, it was just frustrating at
Yeah.
the same time. Ava 3, because
Oh yeah, the rebuild.
yeah, I mean, it just spends
I tried to block that from my mind.
it just spends so long not telling Shinji anything,
I think
and then Shinji is told, don't do this thing because that's bad, and then he
Yeah.
says,
he has clear evidence on why
Yeah.
it's bad because he kind of caused it last time.
and then he fucking does it anyway.
for no reason. I think I want to add that to like my
Yeah.
worst story now that you've reminded me it
Yeah.
happened, because straight up, sometimes when it's just a really bad movie, my mind tries to just forget it
Mhm.
because I don't like reliving that
Yeah.
pain. But I want to add that on for the reason you just mentioned. But I've also realized I think there's one more I want to add as
Oh,
well
okay.
to this. It's one you didn't watch, Melina, so be thankful. But
Mm.
009 Re-Cyborg.
I considered putting that on here, but I do have other mentions of it. It's
Okay.
across mine.
I'm remembering the last act as well for that one as well. The
Yeah.
whole movie, really, because it's part of a series that had gone dormant
Yeah,
for like a decade or so, but it
Yeah.
doesn't reintroduce anyone. You're just expected to know going
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
and it doesn't really. It
doesn't
really do anything.
No, it expects you to know who everyone is, and kind of tells a story around that. Like, it feels so focused on, like,
It's so disconnected.
you know these characters,
Yeah.
and these characters aren't being themselves, and it's like, that's your movie? You're really making that the movie?
Yeah. And there's so many character moments I'm remembering that just didn't make sense from
Yeah.
like what we had known from the characters just in those movies. Like at one point, they try to stop a bomb, but then they're okay with the bomb going off for no reason.
And then there's
In a
like
city.
a whole like
Or something like that.
flash sequence where he like runs away from the bomb.
Yeah.
Like the end of Justice League.
I'm trying to remember, is it like a heroic moment where he leaves everyone to die?
I can't remember.
Because like that's a city that's populated, if I remember right,
Yeah.
that gets nuked. And like the heroic moment is him running away and letting it happen.
yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, I'm putting that on the list.
That's fair. That's fair. My last one is Detective Conan. I just think that all the weird stuff they added to that as the base storyline, it just makes it almost near incomprehensible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the last of my worst stories.
Wow.
Okay.
Melina.
You got anything to add?
I just put Children of the Sea because I felt like that was so high above all the others in worstness
Yeah.
that I didn't feel like anything that had heart and soul
Yeah.
deserved to be there with it.
Yeah.
Like even Eva 3, there felt like there was something trying to be said behind it.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
It was part of a larger thing where you could tell they
That
were
too.
trying to do something. Yes, that.
I think part of
didn't
the
do
reason
well,
I
but-
forget Rebuild 3 is because Thrice Upon a Time did a lot to correct
it did,
that whole
yeah.
thing, so it feels like it's been absolved a little bit.
Because Thrice Upon a Time's so long that like the first hour is essentially just going over everything from 3 and
We're
going,
sorry.
we're gonna
Yeah.
fix all that shit.
Don't worry, we got it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
we heard you. We got it.
Alright, let's clean this shit up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, is that would we
Yeah. No, I
I've
think that's all for
forgotten
worst
about
story.
okay. So worst music. This was hard.
I couldn't pick anything for this,
Yeah.
really.
So for this one I put Bubble. And that's because it's composed by Hiroyuki Sawano, and anyone who doesn't know, who hasn't been listening to the show for very long, one of my favorite composers. So I sat down and I listened to the soundtrack, and I started skipping through tracks. And I don't mean clicking skip to go to the next one. I mean, like
dragging the
cursor.
Yeah.
And it sounds so samey from moment to moment. You can skip 2 minutes in, and it's the same. It's no ups and downs. It's such a mundane soundtrack from such a fantastic composer. And then I put 009 again because Kenji Kawai, a fantastic composer. The music's actually pretty good in it. It's just that every single time the soundtrack kicks in, it's like the worst possible choice.
Yeah.
Because that's something we discussed in the episode, is like every time the soundtrack kicks in, it's like there's no emotional like understanding of why something this intense is playing, or why something this sort of like emotionally
it's kind of telling you we're about to hit an emotional thing, so prepare. I'm like, no, this is not how music is meant to be used.
I kind of just felt more like why are you even here to like the music. You see, my problem with picking worst music is that if it's bad, I don't remember it. Like I only remember the good stuff. So if it's something bad, it's hard for me to really tell if it was bad because I just ignore it. My brain just skips over it. So that's why I couldn't really put anything. But like, I think I'll agree with 009 again, because that had really strange choices, even if the music itself is fine.
I couldn't think of, just like you said, Shaun, like if the music is bad, it has to be really bad for me to notice.
It has to be
laughably bad.
It has to be RE1 basement theme from the director's cut.
This being in here, it makes me think that something in season 1 was so atrocious. But I can't remember what it was.
No, we'll go back and look later. But I do want to mention Oshinoko. I don't have in the list for anything, and I think the music from the first season was really good.
Yes, you're mainly talking about the opening, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
opening, it's fine.
It is fine.
It's fine. I wouldn't be upset about it if I didn't love the one from season 1.
Yeah.
And I was just that's the only thing I could think of from worst music where I remember the music not being what I wanted it to be. But it's not a worst as in it's bad, it's just comparatively.
Yeah.
I do want to balance that out though. Like, even though the OP isn't as good as the first one, obviously, because the first one's iconic at this point, I do really like the ED.
Yes,
like,
the ED is
Season,
fantastic.
just because I've actually put that on playlists and listened to it just in my free time like a lot recently. It's just it's so, I don't know what the right word, grungy maybe, but like just that deep sort of
It's also one of the rare cases of you having the song come in under the ending of the episode as well, rather than just cutting straight to, which is a great. I always love when shows do that. But yeah, that's the thing, is music's a hard one to say is bad. Because you're not getting the job if you're making bad music.
Exactly. You got to be somewhat competent to do it.
So worst animation.
Children of the Sea's fuck ugly character design.
Yeah, I think for a short film, it would have been fine. I wouldn't have bothered with the style. I don't. If it was just 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 most, I could not handle more than 25. I would have said I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand them for that long.
So Studio 4 Degrees C, who animated Children of the Sea, announced that they're making an adaptation of All You Need Is Kill, which I guess for most people, Edge of Tomorrow, you know, the movie with Tom Cruise and whatever her fucking name is, sorry.
I forgot her name too.
Live, Die, Repeat, you know, that whole shtick.
Is that Emily Blunt?
Emily Blunt, that's it. So they're making an anime adaptation of that, because that's originally a Japanese novel. And there's a trailer, and I watched it and went, you know what, I'm starting to think I just don't fucking vibe with their style. Because it looks ugly as fuck. And Children of the Sea is so, like, competently made, but it doesn't change the fact that, like, it's terrible to look at, because the character designs, the overall presentation of, like, everything is so hard on the eyes that it's just...
It takes you out of it. It never really brings you in like other styles do, where you kind of get,
Uh-huh.
and you just kind of get drawn in. No, you're just constantly looking like, oh, it's you see everything. And yeah, distracting.
It feels like they were going for, if I remember right, it feels like the style they were going for was based purely around like the fish kids.
Yeah.
Where they're not fully human, but the problem is every human looks kind of non-human.
Yeah.
And there's the only exception being the one that's just flat out disgusting to look at is like the old
The
grandma
guy with
character.
the teeth.
Yeah, who is almost edging towards
A racial stereotype.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't like how that's become a theme for this recording session.
Yeah.
You'll find out what we mean, dear listener, in the Gold of Babylon episode.
Yeah, I also have 009 on here too, because like that was a 3D CG thing, and like it just
I don't remember hating it, but it wasn't great.
No. It was very stiff, I think, was the problem. And I also put blood because, like, that was just kind of hard to look at a lot of the time.
It was strange.
Yeah. A lot of the character designs in that one in particular were really weird.
Never forget live nurse reaction.
So yeah, that one was just like, again, I think that one comes down to character designs more than anything else. Like, I don't think the animation was particularly bad necessarily in Blood. It's just that, like, none of the characters looked quite right. I think that was my problem with it. But yeah, so that's worst animation for me.
Fair, yeah. No, I think we said all because we didn't have any major standouts except for Children of the Sea, animation-wise. Everything just kind of went its own way.
Yeah. Worst film.
Well, once again, we're back to Children of the Sea.
Fucking sweeped my worst. Apart from maybe music, but even then I don't remember anything from the music.
I mean, Children of the Sea could have an awful soundtrack, and I just don't remember. I only remember it has a pretty decent ED by, is it Ken? I can't remember his name, but he did the Chainsaw Man opening. It's a pretty good song. And
all the audio of Children of the Sea, I just remember the predator whale.
Wish I could make that sound.
Same.
Yeah, I have a list again. Royal Space Force. It's cut. Yeah, I'm not going to dive into that. Children Who Chase Lost Voices. You know, as someone who loves Makoto Shinkai, like that's just easily his worst film.
It didn't hit.
It didn't feel like it was actually his film.
No, it really feels like studio mandated Ghibli copy.
Yeah.
Blood again. You know, it just.
At least that one was short.
Yeah, at least that one was short. It was only 45 minutes or something like that. X the movie, that was like 90 minutes, but that felt so fucking long.
I didn't put it once again for any category because it feels unfair when I put something that I don't remember in a worst category because there's probably things about it where I was like, it was fine, but I don't remember enough to justify
No, I remember.
Unfortunately, you remember.
And then Detective Conan, because that's not a movie. Like it's supposed to be a movie, but you watch it and categorically it's not presented as a movie, so it's hard to, you know.
So as a film it fails.
As a film it legitimately fails. So yeah, Shaun, just Children of the Sea or
just Children of the Sea?
It
was so
it speaks
fucking
for
bad. I out of all the things we've watched Duds throughout this season.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We've watched Duds pretty recently as well. Over all of it, just from this season with a little bit of the next season that we've watched so far, I can't think of a film that actually made me want to just bash my head against a fucking wall and just die right there. Then within half an hour of Children of the Sea,
it just made you so uncomfortable as well.
Uncomfortable, unpleasant, and genuinely just unenjoyable to actually sit through. I wanted to just choke myself to death.
Not only have I seen that film more than one time, I own that movie, and I have like a keepsake from the theatrical showing of it.
You watched it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters.
I mean, it was a surprise viewing, right?
No, not that one. That one I knew. Yeah. Surprise viewing that year was one of the One Piece movies.
Oh yeah.
Which they admitted that was a bad idea because it was like the 14th movie and like. an anime festival, like not everyone's gonna be
No.
caught up enough,
Yeah.
and this was like an anniversary movie too, so like it was a lot of big callbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
But Children of the Sea, you know, sitting in that theater was a very strange experience. Just a lot of it was. I've never heard such like deafening silence as the credits of a movie rolled before.
Yeah.
The fuck was that?
And like every other movie that I saw that year had like a clap, or at least clapping or a standing ovation at the end. Like Weathering with You, everyone gave it a standing ovation.
Deserved.
I think Promare got one too.
Deserved.
But Children of the Sea, everyone just kind of
What?
So yeah, I have the collector's edition of it on Blu-ray. I didn't buy it brand new, and I didn't pay that much for it. But I also have like a postcard, kind of like art card thing that they gave out when you left the theater too. So like, and I've had that for 6 years now.
God.
Does it have any value?
I don't think so. Not Children of the Sea. My collector's set has a big fucking disgusting sticker mark on it. So, you know, I got it secondhand.
One day you might just have it as good burning material.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Invite me if you do that.
We'll live stream it.
Yeah.
Go for
I
your Twitch channel.
fucking hated Children of the Sea.
Wasn't a good movie.
No, I'm almost proud that you managed to sit through twice.
Yeah, I had to subject you guys to it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fair you had to.
Yeah.
You have to watch bad things to recognize good
Yeah.
things.
I'm not proud of you. I just think you're a fucking idiot.
All right.
Back up.
Most divisive.
We didn't have anything insanely divisive.
I have a couple of things here that were a
Okay.
bit divisive.
I can't fully remember. Like I'm trying to think of one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to think this. I'm usually trying to think of ones that we usually like that
Yeah.
you didn't
Yeah.
like, because that's usually where the division comes from.
I have a spread of stuff on who agreed on what.
Oh, okay.
That's fun.
Yeah.
The only thing I have was like, I didn't love Neon Genesis Evangelion, but that
Which
was.
is why you're wrong, and your opinion doesn't matter
It's
anymore.
just not my thing. I respect that you guys liked it, and I understand why people like it. It just didn't hit for me, and we all know that.
There's gonna be a lot of mentions of evil.
Yeah.
So you know.
same.
Give us the list.
So I have Redline because
yeah.
you guys were very different opinion than
Yeah.
me. So you guys disagreed with me on that one. Metropolis, Shaun and I disagreed on.
Oh yeah, I liked
I'm not a big
Metropolis.
fan of that movie. I still think you're
And
wrong.
that's not me just like remembering that. Like I genuinely did like Metropolis, just
Yeah.
what it was going for in style. Maybe a bit long, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie.
5 centimeters per second.
Yeah.
Both you and Manuel
Yeah.
didn't really like it as much as Shaun and I. And Summer Ghost, I remember you weren't too
It was
super
fine.
keen on it, whereas Shaun and I kind of
Yeah,
liked it.
Yeah, I felt something for that movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the divisive ones that I remember.
Yeah, we haven't had any explosive divisive.
No, we've
ones.
never had a
Yeah.
Promare this season.
No,
It's always a
Promare,
Promare or
Wolf
Pompo.
Children.
Pompo.
Wolf Children.
Pompo. We really
Oh,
liked
yeah,
that
Pompo
movie,
the
but you
Cinephobe,
did not
yeah.
like that movie. if I
Pompo?
remember.
Pompo.
Pompo. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably could have put Pompo under one of these.
We'll mention it.
categories.
We'll mention
Yeah,
it.
we'll get there.
It'll
I
get
do
there.
have it on here. It starts
It
getting
better be.
mentioned. Yeah.
I have it on this list somewhere.
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually have it on the next category.
Same.
So the next category is Fever Dream.
Oh my god.
Pompoko is
A fever-
It is a
Tanuki
fever dream,
balls.
The balls.
The
Balls.
We'll talk more about the balls because I think we'll get
round
to it
Tanuki
again.
Yeah.
balls.
But it is the most fever dream we watched.
I also have Children of the Sea again, very fever dreamy.
Yeah, I put that derogatory.
Yeah,
Derogatory.
yeah. Complimentary here. I have, or affectionate. Sorry,
Yeah.
I have End of Eva as a fever dream. Like that is,
Okay,
you know,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
that whole midsection is just like
I mean, End of Eva and like the last two episodes.
the last two.
of Neon
Yeah,
Genesis.
it's the whole kind of weird meta-ness of the middle of End of Eva, where you start seeing like real life shots.
Yeah,
and
when you
stuff
get the
like that.
eye, when you get like the eye shot,
Uh-huh.
is when it goes, oh, what the fuck?
and the shot of like theater goers watching the movie that's not finished,
Yeah.
yet they're in this movie.
I will happily agree to put that on Most Fever Dream, but like, very affectionate.
Yeah, same.
Would have again.
Would have again.
Would fever dream again.
Yeah. I have an entry here that neither of you have put up. I put Junkhead.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if that's affectionate.
I was, because I like it too much, I think, and I was too lucid.
I mean, that's the reason I didn't put Eva on, because Eva
Yeah.
is a fucking fever dream, but I did not think to put it on this list because I really like it.
Yeah.
But I did like
get it,
Junkhead.
yeah.
It's just, you know, the way, respect
The
to the
world
animation,
bit,
but like the whole style of the world, and just like the weird sort of almost anthology-like story it is, even though it is all one stream of consciousness as a story. It's just very strange that like halfway through I was like, did I drift off into
Yeah. I do remember feeling a bit feverish while I watched Junkhead. It's the only film that I didn't score this season because I just couldn't figure out what
I've got
to
it in
give
two
it.
places. With the next one we'll see near the end.
I think, you know, for me, Junkhead, it kind of hinges on what it does in the sequels. Yeah.
Which we will cover.
Which we will cover whenever they come out.
Eventually.
That episode got liked and retweeted by the
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. Studio. Oh.
No, we can't forget them.
They retweeted.
It was fucking like 8-9 months ago, guys.
I know, but they were so kind.
They're so nice.
Hold on, they're still
Respect.
following us. Let me double check.
Of course they are. I think they do that with anyone that mentions
Yamaken,
them.
Studio Yamaken.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have such respect for stop motion here.
Oh yeah, huge.
We're followed by both the official Junkhead movie account and Studio Yamaken.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
You're not listening.
No idea if you understand English.
Mention?
But we respect
Mention?
you.
Mention?
Mention.
So yeah, I agree with that. Though.
Yeah,
Junkhead is a bit of a fever dream.
Yeah.
So most nostalgic feeling. This was a hard one this season.
It feels like it was too easy to give it to Ghibli.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like, what did we watch for Ghibli this season? Pompoko.
Castle of the Sky was this season.
Oh, Castle of the Sky was this
that
season.
That made me feel pretty
nostalgic.
It's not the one that is on my list, though, is the thing, because I feel, again, Ghibli feels like it's a bit too easy.
Yeah.
I actually put Metropolis.
Oh, okay.
I talked about this in the episode where we did, where I think I said it really feels almost like 80s, 70s Disney movie in that style. For some reason I was thinking a lot of, like, you know, Oliver and Company and stuff, and a lot more stylized.
Yeah.
But that, along with what I feel was the very obvious sort of 1920s-esque sort of style, and just the way it was like animated and like and done and stuff, it hit me in a very peculiar nostalgic way that I still find hard to explain.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And is partially the reason why I think I liked it so much. And I'm unashamed of that.
Yeah. I've got 3 here, and I'm not looking at them now. Like, I'm not sure I have explanations for any of them.
You don't need to.
So I put Blood. There is something weirdly nostalgic about, like, it being this kind of more hyper violent, gritty kind of, like, when you're a kid, that sort of, you stumble across something like Terminator, because the first Terminator movie specifically is like this sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah.
It's not until the second one where it becomes like a summer action blockbuster.
We've talked about this. The first Terminator is sci-fi Halloween.
Yes, it is, and it's so like neo-noir at the same time as well.
Can I just say, for Blood, I kind of understand it. For me, thinking back, it does feel like a movie you'd like see on like a DVD shelf, like circa around when it came out, and you'd pick up and just put it on your DVD player and just see what it is.
Yeah. Like, even thinking back on it now, like, anytime reading it on this list and conjuring up images of it in my mind, I see like scanline on it. I don't see it as the crystal clear, like, HD. Well, don't know if you can call the HD versions we watched crystal clear, but like, it's not that HD presentation. It's that slightly fuzzy, scanline VHS.
It's that movie you see on like a friend's shelf.
Yes.
Like, and you're like, what the hell is that? And you're like, oh, it's just blood. You want to see it? Sure. And then you just watch it with, I don't know, maybe a monster energy drink in your hand.
Yeah.
Except
Not
for me and
sponsored.
my friends, I was the friend that had it on the
I
shelf.
know. When I say a friend on the shelf, I'm thinking you
Yeah.
on your shelf.
Yeah, like it's that sort of thing you would have like right along like Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween or, you know, The Exorcist. You would have blood somewhere in the middle of there.
I can almost see like a DVD case.
Yeah, I can actually almost see like just the sort of like ratty cardboard sleeve of the VHS. You know.
See, I think of that. I think Ghost of the Shell.
Fair.
I don't.
I think of
VHS,
a broken
but
plastic VHS case because that's the one I have on VHS.
Nice.
That thing's fucking falling apart.
Lovely.
I also have Vampire Hunter D because as much as I wasn't like super keen on the one specifically we watched for this season, not to be confused with Bloodlust if you're randomly tuning in and haven't seen it in 2 years, there's something about that where it's like kind of, it's why I like the book so much. There's something really pulpy about it. It's I don't know the word. It's hammer horror, you know. I like that sort of thing. And then there's some Summer Ghost. I'm not sure what it's. I think it's that sort of like that idea of summer is very nostalgic. You know, when you're in high school and have nothing better to do for a whole summer. I think that's what it is for me.
I don't think I feel any nostalgic like feeling for Summer Ghost, but for Vampire Hunter this is strange, maybe probably just down to like the art style and stuff, but like I always think of like old Legend of Zelda artwork, specifically like the Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask game. That sort of artwork feels very nostalgic to me, and it reminds me, and Vampire Hunter D usually reminds me of that style, that sort of dark shading fantasy sort of look. So I understand that.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know why I put these two, but they gave me nostalgia feelings when we watched them. City Hunter.
Ooh,
that's a good shout.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. Unfamiliar with you know the show and everything, but it was giving me like Totally Spies vibes. And I was getting all the context from all the shows, and I was just there for time.
I think if I weren't revisiting it, having seen everything else, I would have probably felt a bit of nostalgia seeing it. But because I now have seen all the original TV episodes, like those make me feel nostalgic. Whereas I'm looking at Shinjuku Private Eyes as seeing like it's that with a new coat of paint. So there's that sort of like lack of nostalgia almost. But no, I get where you're coming from with that.
Absolutely.
The vibes.
Yeah.
It's the vibes.
Again, seeing it on TV in like the mid 2000s, I would be all over that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I put Detective Conan. I've never watched Detective Conan. Manuel did.
Yeah.
And watching it with someone who was like, oh, that's the kid! That's the kid! It's so sweet.
There's something about Detective Conan. I mean, me and Manuel talked about it like to death about all the like little things,
little hints and Easter eggs.
It's so, and I don't know if either. Well, you're especially not gonna understand what I'm about to say. I don't know if you're gonna know. It's so like mid 2000s Jetix
Yes.
cartoon.
Yes.
You know, like adapted into English. Obviously names are changed because that was the experience I had with the manga. It's that like. We want it to appeal to this audience, but we don't think it will in its original state.
Almost the 4Kids thing.
Yes, no, because it would have been, if it was on Jetix, it would have been dubbed by 4Kids.
Yeah, like the infamous like is it One Piece?
One
That was
Piece.
very censored.
Yeah, where
like,
they replaced Sanji's cigarette with a lollipop.
which is
the guns,
so fucking funny to me.
Yeah, with bubble blasters.
No. They replaced the guns with pointing fingers.
That's it.
Very
Pointing
aggressively.
fingers.
There's also like I think Sonic X as well. That I'm gonna think of. Where,
one of the characters just disappears.
Yeah. Do we both know that from that one Eddie video where he talks about? Okay, cool. There's also obviously Pokemon. These jelly-filled donuts, absolutely fucking not donuts.
No, that is what are they called? Oh my god,
rice balls.
Rice balls. Thank you.
Absolutely not donuts.
No, not donuts. But yeah,
man,
no,
I don't miss 4Kids, but part of me kind of does.
part of me does. Yeah. Like I have Shaman King both on like the original 4Kids dub and now the fully like translated Japanese version. I'm like, kind of just want to rewatch the 4Kids dub.
Look, they got you by the childhood.
Yeah. So yeah. Is that anyone else got anything they want to add? No?
That's all I had.
I think I just had Metropolis. Which I'm okay with.
That's fair. So we're going to go on to most dumb fun next.
My favorite category.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't fully get into it as much as you did, I still put Redline.
Redline, man.
It is dumb. It is anime wacky races.
Yes, yeah.
The only problem I had is it wasn't enough anime wacky races.
No, I went full blown Poco.
Wow, no.
And Vampire Hunter D. Because the story of the one we watched just recently wasn't great.
Yeah.
It was weird, kind of perverted, but it was stupid. I liked it.
I want to go back to it at some point because I think my whole idea of let's read the book it's based on so I have an idea. I think that fucked me up because I finished it like the night before I watched it. So the comparisons and everything were just, it was too close. I think if I rewatched it, it'd probably be different. I'd maybe enjoy it a bit more, but like I was not kind to it in the episode itself.
I have all those books now. I need to get started.
You do have all those books. I also have all those books, and I still haven't read more than the first 3. So yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Cool. I feel less bad now.
I also have Angel Tactics and Princess of the Breeze. You know,
fair. Yeah, I mean,
Lupin's cheating.
It's cheating and dumb fun because that's just what it is.
That is Lupin. That's his whole appeal.
I will also put in City Hunter as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's that fight scene in the park is just so long, so nonsensical, but like it's so fun. So many fucking music cues that if you've never seen City Hunter make no fucking sense.
It's almost like,
that's what I like.
Who's Sarah? Where is Sarah?
It's almost the same level as like one of like the Russo Brothers Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And just how many callbacks there are. But if you've not seen any of them, you don't know what the fuck's going on. If you've seen all of them, it is a rush of euphoria.
Yeah. He is the war maker.
It's such a stupid name. They really called it that.
Yeah.
I am the war maker. I make the wars.
Okay, so next we got most annoying MC or main character. I have the Children of the Sea trio because fuck all of them.
Yeah.
I want to make a special shout out to the kid that just refused to learn what consent was. Fuck that kid. Glad he died.
Shaun, you can't say that.
Yes, I can. He was a piece of shit.
He wasn't even a child. He was
a god.
A god being?
Don't care. I'm glad he's fucking dead in the ocean.
Yeah.
And I hope he doesn't come back.
To haunt you. And you specifically.
Hate him. Die. that gif of her just like constantly punching Shinji.
Yeah.
Die.
That's the only people I have under most annoying MC.
Same.
No one else has bothered me this season, I think.
None on that level, but I didn't like an invite with the main girl from The Colors Within. I just didn't vibe with her.
Okay. Yeah. I can kind of see that, yeah.
It's just, she was just, I didn't get her.
She was fine.
Yeah.
I don't think she was annoying.
Mm-hmm.
She annoyed me because she was boring. And I still hate her song.
Wow.
Her song bothered me. But yeah, no one excessively bad.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I want to yeet the kids from children.
Oh yeah, no, they can get fucked.
Yeah, they can go in the ocean and fucking stay there.
The Cali yeet.
Go to the Rebirth Festival or whatever the fuck it was.
Okay, overstayed, it's welcome.
Pompoko.
Yes, 100% on my list. Children of the Sea again on my list.
Yeah.
I can see your face over there, just like, welp.
Pompoko is so fucking long,
it's
Melina.
So long.
Legit, that picture I sent to you of like just back on the couch, just like dead stare. Like
Yeah.
after I finished that movie, is exactly what I looked like. When it was done. I wanted it to be over so badly. Like an hour.
Yeah. I also have Children Who Chase Lost Voices because that's like 2 hours. It doesn't need to be. No. It doesn't go in any direction that would give decent payoff to anything. Again, Empire of Corpses, if it were 3 individual OVA episodes or something, like I would forgive it going to shit. But the fact that it just careens into just nonsense by the end. And then Metropolis, I don't think Metropolis needed to be as long as it was, because that was what, 2.5?
Yeah.
2?
Long.
I understand that, but again, I have a weird soft spot for Metropolis, so I weirdly didn't mind that.
Yeah.
No, I also named Metropolis because I'm sorry, it was too long.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't blame you and your stupid opinion.
I did also put Evangelion.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna kill you in real life.
I've watched so much of it.
I want to watch more. I want to read the manga.
Like, it was, okay, we finished the show, now watch this movie, and now we're gonna watch 3 more movies.
That was like 8 months apart.
There was
Come
a break.
on.
Still,
Come on.
It's like going back to something you don't like, and you're like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I just didn't like it more at any point.
Fuck you.
And special mentions, the theater arc in Oshinoko.
Fuck you.
We talked about it.
Loud incorrect buzzer noise.
Wrong. Honestly,
yeah.
I was tempted to put the fucking theater arc as the most decisive part.
Yeah.
Oshinoko.
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
theater part specifically because of how much we fuck with it.
Yes.
And how much you do not.
No, I felt so bad when I realized you guys loved it. I was like, I was praying.
You should have known that was the kind of shit we would enjoy.
Yeah. God. But that's...
A demon with a sword.
It's a stage production. Everyone's trying to get their apex acting while sword fights are happening. Monsters. Battle princesses. It's amazing. Why are you wrong?
I wish I knew.
Bitch. Bitch.
Anyway, so I think we'll move on to most likely to did you only have Pompoko? Oh, no,
I only had Pompoko. It is the only one I wanted to put on here.
Fair enough. Most likely to make me check my phone. Again, I have
2
a list.
for 2 for Pompoko.
Yeah,
baby.
I got Pompoko again. Children of the Sea. It's just starting to feel a bit unfair beating the shit out of Children of the Sea, but deserved
more.
I also have Royal Space Force again. And then Children Who Chase Lost Voices, because I think at that point I was just checking my phone through a huge chunk of that because I've seen it before, and I was like, yeah, this is just as nothing as the first time. So yeah,
X.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Very fair.
And also Evangelion. The movies we were just rehashing what we'd already seen.
Okay, you gotta differentiate between Neon Genesis and Ava,
please.
And it's the rebuilds, because we just call Ava the TV show Ava.
Okay.
So
both.
Fuck you.
I hate you so much. I'm going to kill you in real
Melina, get in the fucking robot.
Get in the trunk of the car.
Get in the fucking Yeah, those two most. X, God, I put it in my least memorable, and then for so many bad categories, I was like, oh my god!
It just kept coming back.
Yeah.
The memories, it haunts me a little. Yeah.
Just Pompoko?
Just Pompoko.
Wow.
I hate Pompoko.
And then we move on to most what the fuck moment.
Y'all are sitting on my balls.
3 for 3.
Yeah, I just got Tanuki balls written here.
Fucking same.
Yeah.
Come on. The first time they're sitting on a fucking carpet.
Was it? Hold on. For the dub of Pumpoka, was it J.K. Simmons as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Sitting on J.K. Simmons' Tanuki
Guess
balls.
what,
And that's the
children?
opening section
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Guess what, students? Y'all are sitting on
My balls.
And that's when the movie took a turn, and it was 10 minutes
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, no, that was when the movie peaked. It was all
Yeah.
downhill from there, my friend.
So I have another list for this. So I got Royal Space Force, and you're gonna know exactly what scene I'm talking about.
Do I?
Yeah, the attempted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Suddenly, out of nowhere, inexplicably, the main character attempts to rape.
Oh,
Just one of the female character.
Main
And
protagonist, usually portrayed as,
Yeah.
decent guy,
Decent
completely
guy,
nice, just
suddenly
tries
it's
to
like-
rape her.
you
Yeah.
know what?
and then the movie just moves on.
Because, actually, no, she apologizes
Yes,
to him.
no, that's right. Yeah, she apologizes.
What?
Yeah,
It's not a good movie.
No,
Yeah.
this doesn't sound great. No.
yeah. I also have the last act of the girl who leapt through time. Cause
Yeah.
what? Then I also have Shinji no.
Yes.
Shinji no.
Oh my
Should you
God,
please?
no. Why didn't I put that there?
I just think I'm just remembering the video of Spike from Cowboy Bebop lying in a hospital bed.
Yeah. Look.
And then Shinji just walks in, he's like, Shinji please, Shinji no.
No, that's such.
I put that worst scene to watch.
No, I have that there too.
Okay, good.
Such an
I
infamous
forgot,
part
like-
of Eva, and I love that series so much.
Why
How
would
did I
you do that? Papa, no.
Oh my God.
I sent you that video of Spike, and it was funny because I sat there and watched it and went, what? And then a second later I was like, ah.
I remember when we
I'm
were
actually
going
in
over
shock
it.
remembering it. Oh my God.
And I remember, I think it was you, Michael, you said, I didn't know if I should have warned you guys. I'm glad I didn't.
You know what? Yeah. Okay, I've had a double shock as well because remembering that attempted rape scene from fucking Royal Space Force also. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think that became the least memorable movie for me because I'm actually trying to forget.
Yeah.
A lot of what happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh my God, I'm actually crying.
Shinji, please.
Should you know?
No, please.
Put it back. Put it back. No. Not here. Not here.
Oh, I'm starting to feel weird on how much of the top spot I put Eva on. Now that I
You
remembered
creeps.
that. Yeah, this is one of my favorite anime movies of all time. Opens like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should watch it, Mom.
you should just forget that scene, please.
So unnecessary.
Yeah, it is unnecessary. Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Mom's book story.
Ava.
Yeah, affectionate.
Yeah, affectionate.
I didn't put it there because of how affectionate it was.
Yeah.
I put fucking Children of the Sea again.
Yeah, that's fair. I also have Pompoko.
Same.
I should have put Pompo.
Then I also have Royal Space Force and Blood too. By this point, I'm starting to feel real bad for Blood.
Because it wasn't that bad. But
No. Yeah.
It's in that bad sweet spot.
Yeah.
Remember when the Tanukis became domestic terrorists in Pompoko?
Hey. Only
Continue.
a few people died.
Yeah, that's domestic
Only,
terrorism.
Yeah.
only a
That's-
few.
That's still murder.
Will they were taken away their homes? I can't defend it. It's so bad.
No, you can.
It's so bad.
Stop trying.
But they're balls.
That does not
That's
excuse the
mainly the
terrorism.
problem.
Oh my God.
Okay. Anyone else got any ones you want to throw out for most what the fuck?
Everything
story?
gets blocked out by Children of the Sea.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to most sexualized character. Obviously, Sans Fujiko.
All women in Redline.
I
Yeah.
put two characters specifically. It's like the pink twins.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually a good show. I put Sonashi. Yeah, the
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
remember any of their names because the movie didn't really try to. They were like,
Fucking spray.
I wanted to ask if we should rename this character to just barking. Most.
Oh God, if I laugh even more, the monster's gonna come back.
I also had
I gotta breathe.
Asuka question mark here.
Yeah.
Because
at times,
yeah.
Yeah, because the first time we meet her, we get that fucking upskirt shot for some reason. That's how they introduce her.
Then there's obviously the scene from End of Eva.
There's the scene from the End of Eva, and then there's like some of the scenes where she's suiting up. Like, that's a skin tight like bodysuit.
Yeah.
And I think in the rebuild, it's a bit more. And then there's also like I think scenes where like she's in a sort of ripped up.
Yeah.
Suit and stuff. But like I think Sonashi specifically from Redline stands out more than anyone else.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think anyone in particular this season has been that sexualized.
It was just
yeah.
Just
I mean,
Redline.
arguably there's every character in City Hunter that
yeah.
Yo lays his
Yeah, but
eyes
we-
on. But that's different.
Did City
I
Hunter
think-
have Hammer Bonk Lady?
Yes.
Then,
yeah,
then
I was
that
about to say.
balances out.
Yeah, that negates it. It's fine
Yeah.
because we have the horny hammer.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get bonked.
The horny
Justice
hammer.
horny
Just-
hammer.
Can
Justice
we get
was
a horny
had.
hammer? Can we get instead of the spray bottle?
For justice.
So I gotta breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go on to worst scene to watch then. Again,
Shinji.
mind your starts. Shinji,
no. No.
I'm putting it on there now that you've reminded me,
Yeah.
Shinji.
No.
I also then have Royal Space Force. Again, that scene.
Yeah. I have also, honestly, all of the mental breakdowns in Eva.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just Shinji's.
Yeah.
Well, obviously those Grease, but like specifically one that stuck in my head was Asuka's from Neon
Yes.
Genesis.
Yeah.
It's the one specifically where it's just a loop
Yeah.
of her saying, "I'm Asuka Langley, so are you," and then like the other clips over and over and over, and her
Yeah.
just constantly screaming, "No, that's not
Mhm.
me." I don't think I can still fully explain it. I think I can explain on some level, but I'm not going to say it here. But like, there are just parts of that really, when I watched it for the first time, really got to me on such like a deep level. I kind of almost cried a little.
Wow.
So I had to put it there. Just
Yeah,
on
no,
and
absolutely.
That's fair.
to this day, when I think of Eva and how much I like it, that's one of the scenes that pops up first,
Yeah.
just on loop.
Mhm.
I don't know why, it really got to me.
Yeah.
Specifically that version, not the rebuild version
Mhm.
Yeah.
of
no,
her
it's-
troubles,
it's-
because that didn't feel quite
Yeah.
as
No.
hard.
No, I just got Shinji no.
Yeah. There's actually another scene in End of Eva, and it's where Gendo like puts his hand in Rei.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it freaks me out every time.
Honestly, a lot of the Rey stuff, specifically
Yeah.
when she's giant and like those weird mouths on her hands and
Yeah.
stuff, and all the souls are sort of going into her. That's a little freaky to
Yeah.
watch. Freak pardon me. But but that wasn't so much hard to watch in that sense. It was just sort of a I'm not
Yeah.
entirely sure what's going on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the mental breakdowns.
That's fair. That's
There
fair.
are a lot of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you just have Shinji no?
I just have Shinji no.
Shinji now.
Shinji no. Shinji no.
Shinji.
Put it away. Oh wait, no.
Fucking get out of there, you dirty bastard.
Shinji no. What's Jack
Yeah.
Black doing here?
Oh, no, I don't want to make
No,
any
no, no,
joke.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Asuka jockey.
No,
Shut the fuck up.
We're not doing that. No.
I will spray you. I'll get
Yeah.
actually. I have
Just
I have a
throw
water bottle right here.
bottle
I will
at
dunk
him.
you with it.
Just hit on the forehead.
Okay, we'll move on to made me cry like a little bitch. I don't think anything really this
No.
season.
We don't have anything that really just was a oh my god
Yeah.
punch in the face.
I've just realized I've kind of combined this with my last Andrew again. Asuka's mental breakdown.
Yeah, no,
I think like the end of the TV show definitely had a bit of an emotional impact, but yeah, I don't know. I've seen it like 3 times at this point, so like
Yeah.
some of it's a bit lost now.
Mm.
Nothing really stands out as like particularly.
like there were sad moments,
Yeah.
but nothing that really pulled at your heartstrings like other things we've seen.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna always compare to arguably the most cry like a little bitch movie we've seen. Grave and the Fireflies.
Yes.
Nothing's come close since there.
No.
But even, I don't think anything's really hit that hard.
The only thing that came close, again, I've already mentioned Asuka's mental breakdown and all that, but also kind of Summer Ghost.
I can get that, yeah.
I think mainly the ending.
Yeah.
Because the ending of that one had one of the kids sort of become the ghost at that point because, you know, they passed on.
Yeah.
That kind of hit me a little bit along with all that stuff in the movie. And honestly, anything Shinkai basically gets to me at this point apart from...
Children Who Chase Lost Voices.
Yeah, because that's not, again, not really Shinkai.
Nah.
Yeah, we just pretended
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he does it, but the way he's able to really capture the deep complexities of emotion in such a mundane space.
Yeah, I think he's really good at writing human characters. Like, I think that's the best way to put it. Every character, or most of his characters, feel human on some level.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was me.
No, it's alright.
I accidentally kicked the mic.
I had finished my
Makes
thought
sense.
anyway, so...
Yeah. That's all I can really think of. Maybe, again, Eva mentioned, I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Thrice Upon a Time kind of got there in some places near the end. But I don't know if that was cry like a little bitch out of sadness or cry out of catharsis.
Yeah, no, because, like, Thrice Upon a Time is very cathartic at the end, because, like, compared to... we talked about it, obviously, in the episodes itself, but, like, the end of the show is self-acceptance, whereas the end of Thrice Upon a Time is, like, acceptance of community and
moving on.
The need to move on, the need for relationships outside oneself, and
it finally
accepting
felt like
love,
closure to me. And the one highlight I always think of to really sell this point is the part where Misato gets out of her Gendo era that she was in for like 3.3 and reaffirms just like how much of a guardian she feels over Shinji, and really how much of a mother she feels like to him. That hit me after all the build up of Neon Genesis, End of Eva, and the rebuilds up to that point. It felt like such a good bit of closure on that. So that made me cry a little bit out of catharsis.
So, favorite characters?
Asuka.
Wow, we all said the same.
She's the GOAT.
She is the GOAT, yeah.
Specifically the Neon Genesis version.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, nobody in Rebuild is taken, No. Even Kaoru, who gets more screen time, is worse in that version than he is in the TV show.
Asuka in the Rebuilds almost feels like a different character.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's still Asuka, but like very much a different version of the character. To the point where she even has a different last name. And she's a clone. But
yes. Yeah.
Asuka Prime
Prime.
One of the best characters in anything we've watched.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Best story?
Here it comes, the streak, Eva.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I'll give it to the show.
I think I've really explained why I love the story of Eva so much, so I don't think I need to go into any more detail right now.
There is a 2-hour episode.
Go watch it.
Yeah. I put Ghost in the Shell Innocence.
Ooh, very good shout.
I was close to putting it on one of these top like entries. It only just missed out because we watched Eva this year.
Yeah.
That's fair. I have Sing About Harmony. I really like the story in that one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I should have put that on.
I think it's clunky at times, but it's good heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I decided to not put anything else in that because I have more in other categories above this. So, best music. Ava, yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
With again, special shout out to the ED of Oshinoko Season 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Colors Within, I really like. You put Born Slippy in, man. You got me.
I can't fucking believe that. I still can't believe that happened.
Yeah. And then also, sorry, Melina, but Shaun's only gonna get this. Dun 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 dun.
But that's from
again,
Dan to Dan.
Yes.
Again, I listen to that pretty regularly now.
Yeah, same.
I got it on a playlist.
That whole soundtrack though is fantastic.
The original version and the Kelly cover as well, specifically. Occasionally the Iron Mouse one.
Mm-hmm.
This is VTuber speak. I'm so sorry. You're in hell right now, Melina.
I couldn't really remember anything that stood out. And then I asked Manuel because he focuses on this stuff.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say.
have I talked about music? He was like, there were a few really fun, like, musical cues in Blood the Last Vampire.
Oh,
and I was like,
I don't actually remember the soundtrack.
Same.
Yeah. There was like a jazzy bit that was really funky. It was the only one where I was like, I remember there being a scene where the music was so cool.
Yeah.
I think it was like the fight scene in the hospital room or something. There was something so cool happening with the music that I just wanted to put that there.
I wish I could remember it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all I got.
Okay. And then we got best animation.
Let's go, Junkhead.
Yeah, Junkhead.
Junkhead's a good shout. I
yeah,
did want to put that on here. Yeah.
because you gotta respect.
I respect stop motion far too much to not put it in best animation.
I have a list.
Yeah,
Of course, I have.
I also put Empire of Corpses because it was just
Empire of
fucking
Corpses has
cool.
really good animation.
The way the corpses move and just how they look, that always sticks in my head.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Oshinoko.
Hell yeah.
Great animation. Colors within, not, it didn't live up to our expectations.
I respect
but
what it's trying to do.
animation's really got, End of Eva, man, one experience. Red Line, fantastic. And then Dan to Dan as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you would like Dan to Dan, that's the thing. I was going to say you should check it out, but I don't think you would like it.
I think you could. I think there's a small possibility you might actually.
She's going to get hung up on the balls.
Hey, no, she loves the Tanuki balls.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna like
Human balls.
his Dan to Dan, his golden balls.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You can't speak
it
for you.
doesn't.
I think there's a small chance you might like it, but that is again a sort of small chance. I would say check it out, like one episode.
It's on
Maybe.
Netflix, so
We'll see.
and then we got. Did you give best animation? You said Junkhead.
I said Junkhead.
Best film, the final category, which that sounds about right given the time.
Yep.
Can you guess?
Is it Eva?
Of course, it's fucking.
Yeah.
It is. I couldn't pick one. So it's all of Eva. I don't care if like half of it's a TV show.
Wow. Okay.
It is just all good except 3.33.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Only exception.
Okay.
Cool. I picked two because I recognize that one, story-wise, not great, but it might become because Junkhead. I don't know. I really fucking vibe with Junkhead.
That's fair.
And also Ghost in the Shell Innocence.
That's
I feel
very,
like those
very
two
fair.
together is a good balance.
I have Innocence, and then I also have Thrice Upon a Time specifically because I think that's, as a film, just fantastic. So yeah, Innocence, Ghost in the Shell lover.
Hell
so
yeah.
that was always going to be in there for me.
Yeah.
I'll put like a special mention to Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence because I did really like it. It was only just edged out because again we watched Eva this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shinji, no.
Shinji, no!
No!
Shinji, no!
Stop it!
Stop edging, Shinji.
I'm gonna fucking dunk you so hard with this water bottle.
Stop gooning.
Hey!
Stop.
Anyway, that has been the
Wow.
3rd annual Anime Lane Awards.
Was it comprehensible?
Probably a little bit.
Close enough.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the end of
the
season.
season.
Yeah.
Goodbye, season 3.
Hello,
three.
season 4.
Bye bye, all of season 3.
Bye bye all of season 3. Yeah, thank you for watching this, our 100th episode.
If you've made it this far into the show, you deserve an award.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people have made it this far, our long-suffering friends, so
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see you guys next week for the beginning of season 4, where I don't know
remember.
what we're talking
We'll
about.
fucking die.
We'll talk about something.
Yeah, we'll be talking about something. I've just remembered I have Reddit stories to read after this, so that's good.
Fool.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations.
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 Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you all.